What's up, reptile fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily, and it is Tuesday, and I'm here with my super fire diamond boa. Will she breed this year? Last year, we had a lot of slugs, so that's a promising thing. Hopefully, she will get fertily pregnant this year, and we will have some babies. But what we're going to be talking about when we go into the snake room is how could you tell if your snakes are actually breeding or exhibiting breeding behavior? Obviously, if you see them locked up, that's pretty convincing, but sometimes you can't tell. You might not know where they are along the way. A lot of times, I don't even know my snakes actually are even gonna give birth or lay eggs, and I walk in and I find a clutch. So let's go inside and take a look, and we'll see some cues and clues to why your snakes are where they are in the breeding process. A lot of people ask me about boa breeding and how do you know if the boas are actually interested in breeding because I don't see them locked. Well, we don't see these two snakes, these two onyx boas here locked up, but you can tell the male is kind of laying on top of the female. I just opened this hide thing. They're interested in each other. This is showing interest. They wouldn't be near each other if there wasn't an interest in the boas. Now, you might not always see a lock. I've had boas deliver litters. I never saw a single lock, but the fact that they're actually spending time together, male on top of the female, that's a good sign. That's a hint that there's definitely interest and that there's possible breeding behavior. Now, if you look at this female, she hasn't eaten in quite a while. You can see there's a lump here. This might be an ovulation that she's undergoing right now, possibly. Some ovulations are much more apparent than others. Some are these huge lumps, some are just a little bulge, and ovulations are just the accumulation of follicles that are getting ready to enter the oviduct, which is where they'll be fertilized. So they're all lining up, so they kind of bulge up, and then they, little by little, they shoot out into the oviduct, and they line up, and then you lose that bulge, okay? So a lot of times you don't see it. I never saw it. This year I have a lot of boas breeding, so I've been catching ovulations, but you know, I thought I was a moron. I thought I just didn't know what I was doing. And maybe half part of that is true, but the more you do this, you start noticing these things. Let's take a look at some other things. All right, so this is my Motley Jungle Sunglow female who is cohabitating right now with my Sunglow Het Leopard. And you can see they're intertwined with each other. They're intermingled. There's tail wrapping by the male around the female. That's right here. That's a very good sign. That's breeding behavior right there. You know you're gonna probably get something out of that. There's no guarantees, of course, but this is a good sign if you see this. This is a little more far gone along the way. Now, if we go one step further than this, and you look at a snake like this girl has been sitting on the hot spot for the last month, and she won't take any food. Okay, boas don't sit on the hot spot unless they've eaten something and they're trying to digest. So that tells me that she's got babies in her, and that she is probably, going to, have a litter of babies within the next, 2 months or so when we get to that 100-day mark. And once again, typical boa behavior is females laying on the hot spot all the time. Good sign, pregnant. Now, whether they're fertile or not, we don't know. I had, my super fire diamond I showed you in the beginning was sitting on the hot spot for 3 months, and she gave delivered, all slugs. So you don't know, but this is a good sign of breeding behavior. Clues, once again, clues that you know something is progressing and is good. Now these are carpet pythons, okay, that I've been putting together. As you can see, the female is sitting on the hot spot, coiled. The male is nowhere near her. I don't think I ever saw these guys lock up. However, she is displaying, nesting type behavior in the sense that she's sitting on the hot spot, curled up in a nice coil. He's not anywhere near her, which can tell me, at least clue-wise, that possibly she is gravid. She's going to deliver some eggs, and she doesn't want anything to do with the male anymore. And the male knows that because she's probably not giving off a scent that would indicate that, she's receptive anymore. So probably I'll be pulling this male out of there and hoping that she's going to actually give me some eggs. And see, clues. You got to learn to read the clues as to what is going on. But once again, I never saw these guys locked up. I saw them laying on top of each other like I showed you with the boas before, but I never saw a tail lock on them. But it doesn't mean it didn't happen because I don't watch these snakes 24/7. So don't think once again that you're a failure. Because you know what? I used to watch people putting pictures online of all these snakes locked up. And I'm like, I never see my snakes locked up. But you know what? At the same time every year when everyone else is reporting eggs being laid, I got eggs too. And so just when you think things aren't going right, they're going right. So put your snakes together, do your cooling, follow all the right steps, and all you can do is just hope at that point. And if the snakes want to do it, they're going to do it. You can't force them. There's no special skill set you can do. You can do little tricks like male combat and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, if the snakes want to breed, they're going to breed. Now, when a snake is wrapping a water bowl like this, it's usually a sign, and we think it's a sign at least, that they're trying to cool their bodies down, okay? Why are they cooling their bodies? Well, it seems like, follicle development and ovulation tend to go along with cooling their body. I don't know if they feel overheated or what the case may be. They want to cool their bodies. Typical breeding behavior means they're definitely receptive to breeding. They're probably going to ovulate pretty soon. Very good sign that your snake is probably on its way. Make sure you keep a male in with it, or at least keep rotating them in and out of situations like this. Another great sign. Not only is she wrapping the water bowl, she's actually submerged in the water bowl, trying to cool herself as much as possible. At this point, usually, she's going to ovulate pretty shortly, usually right here. Sometimes they'll even do this right before they lay too. I've noticed that it's not just pre-ovulation. Sometimes this is pre-lay. I don't know why. I've seen it happen before, not always, but they're dipping their bodies into that water bowl, and it's certainly not because they're thirsty. They're trying to keep their bodies cool. Okay, this is actually a bumblebee hurricane. It's Posset Pied. We're trying to prove out this year. You got to look for these clues because you will not always see breeding behavior. You will not always see tail locking. I'd love to see tail locking. I mean, that's like, yes. But this behavior says someone locked. She locked with someone's tail, and she's going to lay some eggs pretty soon. Good sign. All right, now this is what you definitely want to see. Here's some tail locking right there. That is an orange dream albino being bred to a lesser orange dream head albino. They're locked up. That's a good sign. Probably means we're going to get some really cool babies. Now, obviously, these can produce some super orange dream lesser albinos, which I don't even know what they would look like. I don't know if anyone's produced those. Very cool, very encouraging. It makes you leave your snake room saying, yeah, something good is going on. But it doesn't mean we're going to get viable eggs. It just means it's a good sign. And this is I know in my collection, this time, end of February, we're starting to see the beginnings of the pre-lay sheds, where we're going to see in 30 days from now a lot of eggs. Now, we've gotten a couple of clutches, early clutches, but the majority of them will come in 30 days from now, and it's going to be a massive amount of them. They'll all happen within probably 4 to 6 weeks. You'll be seeing a lot of videos about this. But once again, this is definitive. But you don't always see this. This is great to see, but you're not always going to catch it. If I didn't open this tub up, maybe they would have stopped. And then tonight when I came to come clean cages, I wouldn't have even ever seen it. So you don't know. So you can't get too crazy if you don't catch what you're looking for all the time. So we started off today with a super fire boa constrictor. We're going to end today's video with a super fire ball python. This girl just underwent her pre-lay shed. She's holding, I guarantee, a lot of eggs in here. In 30 days, we're going to see some of those eggs. Once again, an exquisite looking snake. It's ironic how much more expensive the Superfire boas are worth, because these Superfire ball pythons have been around a lot longer, but equally beautiful snakes. I actually have some Superfires from 2019 available if anyone wants to buy some. This girl hopefully will give me her first clutch this year. But look at those black eyes. This is called a black-eyed leucistic. Once again, it's the fire gene times 2. And it creates this white snake with black eyes, a little bit of yellow in there. Not much, a little yellow, not a lot. The ones that I actually made this past year were super fires that had orange dream in them too, and possibly spider, so they're really, really white. But I love this girl. They really glow before they lay eggs. And you can see she is just exquisite. That's why I wanted to bring her outside and just show you she's looking, her colors are better than she's ever been. This is the whitest I've ever seen her. And it's the old they glow before they go type of scenario that we've heard about in ball pythons. And gorgeous, gorgeous snake. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit today about looking for clues in your breeding projects to see where they are. Once again, because we don't always catch everything by the book. Nothing's by the book in snake breeding. You're going to learn that the more you breed snakes. The more I learn snakes, the more I learn that too. There's always anomalies to the rules. There's sheds that occur a week before laying. There's all kinds of violations of the rules. All you can do is, once again, look for the clues and the hints so that you know where your snakes are. And during this time of the season, try to check your snakes at least every other day. I try to look at the really, the big females every day just to see if anyone's laying a clutch of eggs, because I really don't want to leave them overnight. I like to pull them and put them into the incubator. That's the best suggestion I can give you. And also, never get frustrated. Put the snakes together. They know what to do. Trust me when I tell you that. There's no such thing as an expert breeder, because you know what? All you can do is look for the clues and set up the conditions, put the snakes together. The guy up there, the big guy up there, he's the one who's calling all the shots. I hope you learned something today. I hope that you're enjoying these videos, and if you are, I want you to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button, put all your comments in the comments below.